Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thought I had this thing set up. Good morning. Good morning, Grand Rising, Reach Rising. Happy New Day to each and every one of you guys. Let me go ahead and open up this water right now. Right now. Go ahead and open up my water right now just in case. Look at us on time. We've been on time every day. We've been on time every day since June 1st. I don't know if y'all been paying that no attention, but guess who have been? Moi. I have been paying attention, and we have actually been on time for every single thing since June 1st. June 1st, we've started prayer call on time. We've been in class. We've done everything, and we've been doing it watching the time. We've been on time. We've been working it out. Great time management is part of our journey, making sure that we're doing that right. So, man, big ups to everybody that's been focused. Thank you to Keisha. Happy Friday. Hey, thank you to Keisha. Happy Friday. Hey, appreciate you, sweetheart. Thank you so much, man. What's up, Krista Love? You is not playing no games. You getting it in there today. In there. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Grand Rising, Rich Rising. Happy New Day to each and everybody. Man, good morning. Chef Shirley, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate that love coming. What up, Body by Kara? Sliding on up in there. Fleet_roof. How you doing this morning? Beautiful underscore beginnings 456. Good morning, Leola. Good morning to you, Leola. I want to call you Melalicious so bad. I'm so used to Melalicious jumping up over there. Hey, as soon as I looked over there, that's the first thing that came to my mind. Good morning, Grand Rising. Thank you, Danielle. What's up with you, Candace Bash? What's up, sis? Hey, my Detroit sis, what's going on with you, man? Y'all double tapping on that screen as y'all coming into the room. Go ahead and show some love. How y'all doing this morning? Hoping and praying that you guys have had an amazing week, because I know I have had an amazing week. Thank you so much, Krista. Krista, appreciate you so much for that, CA. It's been an amazing week of teaching, right? Of learning new things, you know what I'm saying? Opening our mind up to new things. It's been a beautiful, beautiful journey. Nisha Pooh, appreciate you so much. I thank you. Hey, listen, let's go ahead and reach our goals so we can continue to move forward in this message, man. Y'all already know we're talking about the stages of transformation. We got into the awakening, and now we're breaking down the awakening, and we're just running through all these different points. And the reason why we're doing this class the way that we're doing it is because we have a lot of people that are now operating with that Christ conscious, and they're making a conscious effort every single day to wake up and be in alignment, right? To be in alignment. And there's so many different people that's like, Coach, the thing about it is I don't know when I'm out of alignment. I don't know when I'm not doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not because we're learning in these past couple of days. We're learning that it's a lot more to it than what we think, right? So now we're breaking down the different components so that we can realize that there are sometimes when we think that we're out of alignment, when we are actually in alignment, and we're being deceived, right? So a lot of you guys are thinking, oh, it's so hard, and I done did this and I done did that. And as we're going through each and every one of these points, you're realizing, like, wait a minute. That's why I left. Wait a minute. That's why I stopped doing it. Wait a minute. That's what I got away from. You mean to tell me, yes, you were deceived. You were bamboozled. You was hoodwinked. The enemy convinced you, deceived you, and tricked you into thinking that you were out of alignment and you weren't doing the right thing because you were feeling these feelings and you were actually right all alone. So now, right, this is why we're doing this class, so that people can be aware of the transitioning stages, things that be happening as you're continuing to grow and evolve in Christ, right? So this is what we're learning. This is what we're doing. So right now, double tapping on that screen, we got 2.7K, 2.7K over there on TikTok. Double tap on that screen, get us up to 10K. Over here on IG, we need to get 10 badges over there on IG. Facebook, y'all already at the starting goal, so just double tap on the screen and let's get into it real quick. We went through the stages of loneliness. We talked about that on yesterday. Those stages, I'm just going to read the paragraph and I'm going to go through each one of the points, and we're moving right on to the next thing. We have to move on to the next thing, right? So loneliness associated, right? Loneliness associated with the awakening. For any of you guys who got here late, this right here is going to be for you guys, so y'all can kind of pick up on what point that we actually left off on. Leola, appreciate that badge. Thank you so much. We need to get 9 more badges on IG. Stay and bless, fam. Appreciate you so much, man. There we go. Let's get it. Let's get that love in. Right? The spiritual awakenings and loneliness are often intertwined. The awakening process can be involve intense introspection, letting go of old identities, confronting deep inner thoughts, leading to feelings of isolation or disconnection from others. However, these feelings are not necessarily a sign of failure, but rather a natural part of the journey towards a deeper self-awareness and connection with oneself and God. This is what we learned about that isolation that's also a part of, right, your transformation, that you're going to go through a part of your life, a stage of your life where you start to question everything that is around you. Purple Flowers, thank you so much. Bad Girl, thank you so much, right? You'll start to look at things that was around you, and you will all of a sudden become a person that feels distant from those things. You'll start looking at those things. You're no longer impressed by those things. You no longer want to be attached to those things. It will change the way that you view things, right? And this is what we were telling when I was telling you guys. I said, yeah, before you get into start operating with Christ conscious, before you actually get into that mode, you could be a person that is hell bent on, oh, I got to get this bag, I got to get this house, I got to get this car, I got to get this, and I got to give that. And then the moment that you start operating with that Christ conscious, those things become less important to you. And it's not that you want to live anywhere and you want to drive any old thing. That's not the thing. The thing is, it doesn't have that value that it once had. It doesn't have that priority that it once had, right? Now you'll develop that mentality where, yeah, I want to have something nice. I want to live somewhere nice and whatnot, but I also want to have, a great relationship with God. I want to be able to have these things and enjoy these things, right? So that's the point that we're making. What you say, Coach, the difference between when you're doing it and you're doing it without God is you may obtain those things. Why? Because the enemy also, I'm just going over, today's Friday, so we have to go over everything that we learned this week. So what happens in these situations as you're growing and evolving in Christ and operating with that Christ conscious, it starts to shift the way that you see things, the way that you view, certain things in your life. Outside of Christ, you may say, I want to get a car, I want this house, I want this job, I want all of these things, these materialistic things. You want all of these materialistic things, and what happens is you get all of those things, right? But when you get those things, because you do not have a relationship with God, you get all of those things and you're still unhappy. So you have the car, you have the house, you have the job, you have the relationship, but what? You have all these frowny faces up under that because you have all these things, but you're enjoying none of those things. That feeling of fulfillment is not there. That feeling of, you're just overjoyed and satisfied in life is not there, right? You have the materialistic things, but emotionally, you're still at your lowest level. Mentally, you're still at your lowest level. Spiritually, your tank is on empty. This is why we tell you, don't get caught up in the materialistic things, right? Because once you get in alignment with Christ, all of those things will be added unto you. All of those things will come to you. All of those things will, because once you get in alignment with Christ, all of those things will be added unto you. All of those things will come to you. All of those things will to you. You will start getting things, and the things that you get, right, they will bring a level of love and satisfaction in your life, because all of those things are a part of your assignment. So when you receive certain things, you will get those things, and the way that you will feel about it, the way that you will nurture it, the way that you will take care of it, you do that because of what that thing all of a sudden, it means so much more. It means so much more to you when you receive it that way, because you know that it's God's given. You know that that's God given. Ain't nobody give me that but God. So you hold on to it different. When this God given, man, I know it was nothing that I was doing. I wasn't even capable. I don't know how in the world it happened. It's God given. And you look at that thing and you value that thing so much more. So this is what I'm telling you. So over here, when you're operating with that mindset, right? So when you're operating with that mindset that your life is being ran by materialistic things, the houses, the cars, the relationships, things that can be bought. These are things that the enemy also provides for you. So you will get those things, but you won't enjoy those things, right? But when you're operating with that Christ conscious and you're making an effort to make sure that every step that you make, you're consulting God and you're following those instructions, what happens in that is you start to receive your blessings, you start to receive your overflow. And again, the way that these things affect your life, the way that they impact your life, the way that they push your life, when you're operating here, understand me, these things are fulfilling, they're satisfying, and they're more than enough for you. More than enough for you. He won't just give you 4, he'll double it. That's the reason why you got 2 over on this side, right? It's always going to be more. We serve a God that is a God that deals in multiplication, right? So this is what happens as you're continuing to grow and evolve in Christ, right? So you start to shift your mindset. You start to disconnect from certain things. You start to lose interest in a lot of things that you are initially very much interested in. All of a sudden, you're not interested in it at all. So I don't want you to be shocked by that. I don't want you to be scared by that. I don't want that to ruin your view. That is a natural response to a spiritual awakening. As you're growing and evolving in Christ, your priorities are going to change. The way that you see life is going to change, and you're going to start to become a person that you enjoy the simple things in life, the sitting on the front porch, rocking in a rocking chair, watching the sunset, long walks in the park or on the beach. You become a person that just want to just enjoy life. Just enjoying life, waking up every single day, having the activities of your limbs, being clothed in your right mind. That's a blessing to you. That's something that you're no longer overlooking. And before, you used to overlook it because you would get up and you just felt so entitled and you were so wrapped up in this world that you thought that waking up and having your right mind, waking up and having the activities of your limbs is something that's guaranteed to you. But as you start to operate with that Christ conscious, then you start to realize that just simply waking up all by itself is already a blessing. Having breath in your lungs, right? That's a blessing. Activities of your limb. Oh, that's a blessing. So now, instead of you waking up and you jumping on your phone and you hitting the shower, you jump on your phone to put your favorite trap song on so that you could get in the shower and you could go get your money because you got to make sure this and that. All of a sudden, when you wake up, your routine will start to change. It'll start to shift. Now, when you wake up, because you understand that being able to be waking up is a blessing, you'll go straight into prayer first now. You're straight into prayer. You all of a sudden you'll wake up, your whole morning routine to change, and it'll change right before your eyes, right? It'll change and it'll change right before your eyes. You'll wake up, and when you wake up and you now see that it's a blessing for you to even be able to wake up all by itself, first thing that you would do is go into prayer. God, I thank you for waking me up on this morning. I thank you for giving me another day. Vita, thank you so much. I thank you for being able, God, just to simply exist. Thank you. You would become a person whose heart goes from, I'm always on the go, I'm always trying to do this, I'm always trying to do that, to a person that starts to acknowledge even the smallest things, right? Even the smallest things, that you will become a person that is extremely grateful for even the smallest things. So when you wake up, it's going to be a heart overflowing with gratitude and love, right? And you're going right there into prayer. And then all of a sudden, when you go to the bathroom, now instead of you throwing on your favorite trap song that you used to be turning on, this is how things just slowly changes inside of your life. And when you're experiencing a spiritual awakening, now when you go in the bathroom, you find your favorite worship song. Now you got your worship song playing, and you over there brushing your teeth and crying all at the same time. You ain't never had a morning worship until you done got up and turned your favorite worship song on, and your heart is already overflowing because he didn't woke you up this morning and he didn't have to. Understand me, you clothed in your right mind, you got the activities of your limbs, you just happy to be here all by itself. You like, yo, somebody wanted to do this right here this morning. They wanted to move their arms, they cannot. They wanted to, oh, wait a minute, and they cannot. They wanted, all of these things will be things that you will just be overflowing with gratitude for. You're excited about it, and now you're sitting in there brushing your teeth, and the song is playing, and that thing is just softening up your heart and putting you in whole full-blown worship mode. And now before you know it, you got tears rolling down your face. You got toothpaste falling all out your mouth. You in full-blown worship. You just changed the whole entire flow of your morning. Right there before your eyes, you done changed the whole flow of your morning. You walk out of there, and now all of a sudden when you walk out the house, you walk out with different energy, different aura. Everything is about you is shifting, it's changing, it's growing, it's evolving. You are becoming. You are becoming. And these things happen, and sometimes they'll happen. We'll be like, man, I ain't even listened to the Breakfast Club this morning. I was over there on YouTube, man. I was listening to Maverick City, and then I was listening to Kurt Carr. I was over there. I ain't even get into that. You are all of a sudden, things that you used to do, the mess, the drama, the chaos of this world, all of a sudden you become less concerned with it. You don't even care about what they got going on. Who did this, who's sleeping with who mad at who exposing who. Now all of a sudden you don't even care about that no more. You're more concerned about your soul. You're more concerned about protecting your peace. You're more concerned about protecting your energy. You're more concerned about, am I doing the right thing in my life? I ain't got time to worry about sister so-and-so or brother so-and-so and what they doing, and if they getting broke up, if they not getting broke up, if they getting divorced, if they not get. I don't have time to do that. I'm so busy sweeping around my own front door that I don't even have time to go over there to find out if somebody else got trash around theirs. Understand me? I'm so busy, so caught up in my own life and what I got going on in my own life that I can't afford to stop working on me to come over there to try to figure out what somebody else got going on. You become a person. Now you're shifting your priorities. Your priorities is no longer somebody else's business. Your priority becomes you and your life. Ego, desolation, and aloneness, right? That was number one. Number two was the detachment and sovereignty. Number three was finding meaning in solitude. Then we had surrender and acceptance. Then we had finding community. And the other one we had also was transcending the ego's perspective, shifting your perspective, growing your perspective, right? These were the things that was associated, loneliness associated with the spiritual awakening, right? So those were the things that we talked about on yesterday. Those were the things that we went over on yesterday. Those parts right there, everything that we talked about right there, that was what we discussed on yesterday. Right? That was yesterday's. That's everything that with the loneliness that was associated. The aloneness, not lonely, but the aloneness that's associated with the spiritual awakening. So when you guys are like, well, I just feel so alone, coach, and I just don't know if I'm coming or going, that's normal. That is a normal thing. You're no longer impressed with things that you've always been impressed with, and now you're moving on with your life. Now you're moving on with your life. You're growing in your life. What was yesterday, and what's today is going to be something completely different. And that is okay. That is okay. And that's the reason why too, I always say the scripture to y'all because I want you guys to let it embed itself inside of your heart. You will become a person that is in this world but not of this world. And that's how you have to operate. You become what? A person that is in this world but not of this world. If you operate with the mindset of being so connected, so attached to this world and the drama and the chaos of this world, it will drive you insane. I want you to know that. It will. There's some things that you have absolutely no control over. As much as you want to control it, you can't. As much as you want to be the one that's able to go out there and do this and do that and change this and change that, you can't. There's a process to everything. There's a process to everything. There's a way around doing certain things. And understand me, that there's ways, and you cannot fix everything by fixing everything at once. That's not how it goes. It has to be structure, and it has to be things put into place, right? There's a process to it. You have to work at it. Even when God was creating this world, there was times that he was working on different parts at a time. And all of this didn't come together just like that. It never said that he snapped his fingers and then everything just got right there into place. No, understand me. There was a process. There were things that was happening. He worked on this, and after he finished working on this, then he worked on that, and then he would say work on this, and he wouldn't stop working on it until what? Until it was good. Then he would go to the next thing, and he would work that thing, and once he got finished working with it, he would work with it, and then after he got finished, he would say what? That's good. Then he would go to the next thing, and he would start working that thing, and he would work that thing until when? Until it was good. There's always going to be a process. There's always going to be a process. It's always going to be steps, you know what I'm saying, that you're going to have to take to reach reach your good. I need you to put that inside your notes. That's worth ink right there. That's worth some ink right there. There's always a process that has to take place before you reach your good. Sometimes you just have to look at yourself, look at your life and say, I'm in my process right now. I'm working my way to my good. Understand me. This is what has to happen. When he worked his things, he worked them, and then he didn't stop working it until it was good. That's what we got to do too. There's always going to be a process before you reach your good. You're always going to have to work towards it. You're going to always have to wake up and get after it. This has got to be something that you are committed to. And a lot of times we don't reach our fullest potential. We don't reach our good. We don't reach our becoming. We don't reach that thing that God created us to be. We don't reach it because we get so easily frustrated. We get so easily distracted. We get so easily pulled off course. We go over there and start operating with that spirit of anger. We get so mad that we throw in the towel, and we throw in the towel sometimes when we're right there at our breakthrough. We'll be right there at our breakthrough. All we got to do is go one more day. Well, all we have to do is just be quiet. All we have to do is just sit right there. Understand me? And that thing that we've been waiting for, that thing that we've been working towards, praying for, fasting for, that thing is sitting right there. It's like just one more day, just one more day, and you got it. I've seen so many people so many different times because they didn't get the response that they wanted to get. They didn't get it right away. Then they'll say, oh, never mind. And then the person on the other side, you standing right there by him, was like, I was about to give it to him, but then they wrote me and said, never mind. You don't even know that that thing that you wanted was about to be right there because you were so impatient, because you didn't get the response that you wanted to get in the time that you wanted to get it. Then you say, never mind. Never mind. You just aborted your whole mission. You just threw away your whole blessing. It's a fact. And it happens a lot. A lot of people never reach their fullest potential. They leave this earth and they never reach their fullest potential. They never experience real joy. They never experience real peace. They never experience, I want you to know, they never experience it. They never experience it because, oh, I just got tired. You ask them, well, why didn't you start that business? Why didn't you keep going with that business? Oh, I just got tired. I ain't really, I got tired of it. I ain't want to do that no more. And yeah, I just got on away from it and all of that. No, sometimes you're going to have to do it when you're tired, baby. Yeah, you're going to have to do it when you're tired. You're going to have to do it when I say, when you don't want to, when you don't feel like it, when you're not in the mood. Understand me. This is one of those things where you have to work it like your life depend on it, because your life do depend on it. Understand me. This right here, this journey that you're on, that you're committed to, you have to work this thing. Thank you, Grandma 009. I appreciate you. You have to work this thing like your life depend on it. Because guess what? Your life do depend on it. How far you go, how far you grow, how much you accomplish is all based on the work that you're willing to put in on yourself. Understand me. You cannot afford. I want you to let this thought get about your mind. You are not going to get paid for work that you did not put in. You're not going to get paid for work that you did not do. Understand me. I need for you guys to fully understand this. When you're getting up, and I've used this example countless times, when you're getting up and you go into your job, you have to get up and go to your job in order for you to get your check. If you don't show up for work, you will not be paid. That company is not going to send you a check, and they ain't seen you in days. They ain't seen you in weeks. Understand me. They haven't had any type of communication from you to them. You're not on FMLA. You're not on vacation. Understand me. You ain't filled out no paperwork, have did none of that, and you think you're gonna know. You just walked out on your job. You just threw your job away. Baby, you are what? A no-call, no-show. How is it that you're standing up at these folks' office and you think that these folks are about to give you a check, that these folks are about to let you come out there on their floor, think that you're about to put on your uniform when these folks ain't seen you in forever? No, you got to go find you another job. You got to go find you another way. You got to go find you another resource, because you've already aborted this here thing. This is how it is when we're getting up every day. You're not going to get paid for work that you don't show up and clock into. You're not going to get paid for the times that, you're not there doing what, you're not being productive. You're not reading, you're not fasting, you're not praying. There you go, your termination papers. Exactly, Lily. You're going to read, you're going to get those papers. You're going to get that pink slip. It's the same way on your spiritual journey. You have to look at this the same exact way. If I want to get paid from this, I got to work work at this. I got to punch in on the spiritual clock. I got to show up. I got to put my best foot forward. I got to make sure I'm following protocol. I got to make sure I'm always in alignment. And when I'm not in alignment, I got to make sure that I'm over there in prayer, right? These are things that I got to do. And when I know the right way to do it, I need to hold myself accountable for doing what? Doing it the right way because of my integrity. Because of my integrity. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes when you work in a certain type of job, they have some things and we look at it as tedious. I don't know why y'all want us to do that, because every time we do that, it take up time. But the company have found that they have to do it a certain type of way, because if they do it that certain type of way, then the machines are able to pick up on things. I worked in a factory that dealt with food, right? So you had to do it a certain type of way to make sure no screws or no parts from the machines ended up over inside of the cookie dough or inside of the muffin batter. And if you skip these steps, then you could potentially put somebody at risk, right? You could put somebody's life at risk when we're, and so I'm saying that to say some of y'all gonna get it and some of y'all not, right? The thing about it is you would be potentially putting somebody at risk if you do not follow protocol, if you do not follow instructions, if you do not show up and do exactly what you're supposed to do, then the people that's going to be getting this after you, they're going to, you can potentially put them in harm's way, right? So then in my mind, I'm like, wait a minute, that also goes in our spiritual life as well. Yes, it sure do. Why? Because you don't know who's attached to you. You don't know who's connected to you. You don't know who's waiting to see you go through it. So when you're on your spiritual journey, if you don't show up, then they don't show up because they attach to you. If you're not doing the work and you're not being the person that actually be the breakthrough, be the generational curse breaker, if you're not the person that's being the trailblazer, if you're not being the person that's opening the door, that means that the door is still closed. So because you're not coming through it, that means that everybody behind you, they still not coming through it either because they haven't seen it yet. Understand me, they ain't seen it yet. All they need to see is one person go through it. All they need to see is one person do it. All they need to see is one person accomplish it. But if you still standing behind the wall, you still standing behind the wall right there with them, looking at the wall, making no effort to open the wall, making no effort to go through the wall, then guess what they're doing? They're all on the backside of the wall and they're doing the same exact thing that you're doing. Understand me, this is why it's so important. This is why it's so important. You will not be paid for work that you did not do. And I don't care how much you try to dance around it. Oh, God know my heart. He know my heart, and I ain't get to do this and I ain't get to do that because I was over here doing this. You prioritize anything that you really want to do. If something is super important to you, if something is something that, that's super important to you, your growth and your development, you're going to make time to be able to do it. I don't care if you're praying on your way to work. I don't care if you're using your lunch break to actually read your 2 chapters. Your 15-minute break to make sure that you over there writing down your notes that you taking out of that. Understand me, if something is important to you and your development, if something is keeping you full in life spiritually, mentally, emotionally, if something is making sure that your energy and your peace is intact, that should be top priority for you. That should be something that you do and don't nobody have to beg you to do it. That should be something that you do, and baby, you do that before you do anything else. That's how important this spiritual journey is, because when you're talking about the money, when you're talking about the cars, when you're talking about the houses, and you're talking about all of those things will be added unto you. Understand me, what good is it to have all of those things if you're not satisfied with none of them? Hello, somebody, understand me. This is the reason why you see so many people that are super rich can go anywhere in the world that they want to go. They can do anything in the world that they want to do. They can have all of this and they can have all of that, but they still over there sad. They still over there depressed. They still over there laying up on a therapist's couch. They still over there laying up on a coach's couch. They still over there going through all these different mental and emotional things. Why? Because they have everything that they want as far as the materialistic side, but emotionally, they still all over the place. Spiritually, they are still all over the place. Mentally, they still all over the place. So there, you have it. That's your confirmation right there when I say that those things will not fix you. Those things will not feel you the way that you think that they will feel you. Those things will not satisfy you in life the way that you think that they will satisfy you. Understand me, those things will not bring you the joy that you think that those things will bring to your life. And you have to understand that. You have to let that sit in your spirit. And I know that that's going to be uncomfortable for a lot of people because we've been taught our whole entire life how to be materialistic. So I know that everything that I'm speaking goes against everything that you believe. I get it. I'm used to it. I'm used to it. I know y'all gonna text me and everything. I know. But listen, let me save you a message. It's not going to change what it is that I said. I said exactly what it is that I meant. And I'm one of those individuals that's gonna always stand on what I said. I don't care how much money that you have, what type of car that you drive, what type of house that you live in, about any of the materialistic things that you have obtained along this journey. Understand me, those things will never bring you joy. They will never bring you peace. They will never bring you satisfaction. They will not promote great health mentally or spiritually or emotionally for that matter. They will dress up your physical body. They will make you look like you have it together on the outside. But the outside is not what's important in 2025. In 2025, we are in a mental health crisis. Understand me, you have people that are millionaires and billionaires that are right now struggling to be able to get up out of the bed, to be able to go out there and enjoy that big old yacht that they didn't win and got. They got vacation homes all over this world, but they cannot go out to their vacation home and actually vacation. Understand me, because they are so tormented within themselves. I need for you to know that. So this is how I'm able to tell you as a life coach, right, and a spiritual advisor, that you having all of these materialistic things will not bring you the joy, will not bring you the peace, will not bring you the healing, understand me, or the fulfillment that you think that it will bring. Won't nothing satisfy you? Won't nothing heal you? Won't nothing grow you? Won't nothing elevate you like being in alignment with the Most High? I need for you to fully understand that you have to tap into yourself, and by tapping into yourself, you also tap into the God that is within. You're looking for healing, you have to look for within. You have to look within. You have to look within. You want to grow, you want to develop, look within. You have to be willing to unlearn. You have to be willing to become humble, be teachable. You have to be willing to surrender. These are things that you're going to have to do along the way, right? As you're growing and as you're evolving in life. But if you get caught up, one thing that we were reading, it was Matthew 6:24 this morning. And I told him, I said, I've never read this at the end of the scripture. Never in my life, out of all these years of studying spiritual warfare, growing up in the church and everything else, I don't ever remember seeing this inside of there where when God is talking about you can't serve two masters. It's either you like one or you despise the other. It's either you love one or you dislike the other. And then it goes down at the end of the verse and it says, but you cannot serve both God and money. I never knew that it said that. I never in all of these years realized that it said that. And once I let that sit in my spirit for a second, I said, now I understand it. And I didn't realize in that moment that it was so in alignment with what we were going to be teaching today about actually being in alignment and being committed, right? So now that hit me, I was like, wow, that's so different. It's like, yeah, you know why? Because people serve money. They want to do whatever's going to bring them money. They want to hop on whatever trend that brings them money. Anything that's going to make them have a bigger account, make them be able to get the chains, to make them be able to get the name brands, to be able to do this. This is what they do. They run after money. They don't run after God. And so, yeah, they run after money. They don't run after God. You got so many people right now, right? Everybody want to jump on whatever it is that they think is going to be the new thing that's going to be able to generate the revenue that they want, right? So they want to get out there and they want to do that. Because if I get out there and I start making that type of money, that's going to change my life until it don't. If I get that job, I'm going to get that job going to change my life until it don't. If I get in that relationship, that until it don't. Until you realize now you have all of those things, but you're still unhappy. You're still unfulfilled. You're still not growing. You're still not evolving. You have all those things, but you enjoy none of them. And I said, wow, isn't this, what? That's different. This is why when you're doing this journey, when you're on this journey, this thing has to be about God. It has to be about God. That your commitment, your loyalty, what you measure your life up against, it all has to be about God. It cannot be about people. It cannot be about materialistic things. It can't be about an easy come up for you. And I need for you to know this, right? God knows the intentions of your heart. He knows when you're real or not. Yeah, God knows when you're real or not. Don't ever think that you're going to be able to finesse him. Don't ever think that you're going to be able to get over on him, right? You might fool some of the people some of the time, but you'll fool God none of the time. He knows exactly who you are. He knows exactly who you are at your very core self. Understand me? And those of us who are in Christ, we know who you are as well. What do you say, Coach? Yeah, God knows you. He knows your heart. He knows the intentions of your heart. But please don't ever be bamboozled. Thank you, Denise Rose. Yeah, that's why, understand me. That's why some folk can't stand you right now to this day. And you over there like, man, I ain't did you nothing. I ain't did you nothing. I don't even know why you mad at me. They mad at you because you know the truth. Understand me. They are mad at you. They're upset with you. They can't stand to be around you. They don't want to sit in the presence of you because they know that you know the truth. People cannot stand to be around. Come on, Nisa. People that they know the truth. When you're able to see right through them and you ain't never even exposed it. You ain't never even said nothing to them. You come in and you sit down and you act like you got good sense. This is what you do all the time. But because of your presence, the spirit that you carry is at conflict with the spirit that they carry, that lying spirit, that pretending spirit, that masking spirit. Baby, they feel uncomfortable when you're there because they already know that you sense it, that you see it, that you feel it, right? So they develop what? Fake beef. Or a fake problem. Every time you come into the room, they got their face balled up. Every time you come in the room, they all of a sudden they about to go. It's just something about them. Yeah, the fact that they can see through you. That's the something about, it's just something about them. Yeah, I just, yeah, I know it's something about them. You can't play with them like you play with everybody else. Understand me? You know that you know when they come around, right? You have to be they see who you really and truly are. Not the outer appearance, not the things that you say. They really feel your energy. They really feel what's around you. They know that, and that upsets you. People like people that they can finesse. People like people that they can bamboozle. People like people that they can get over. And when they can't get over it, say facts. And when they know for a fact that you are operating with that level of Christ conscious, when you're operating with that level of clarity, when you're operating with that level of a spirit of discernment that is high, that is top tier, that you can sense it, that you can feel it, they don't want to sit with you. Come on, Heather Smith. Can we be real about it? They don't want to sit with you. They don't want to deal with you. Matter of fact, they'll go outside of their way to try to change the way other people see you as well. Understand me? Why? Because they don't want you to come around and ruin everywhere that they at. Because as long as you there, they don't want to come there. As long as you gonna be a part, they don't want to be a part. As long as you in the number, they don't want to be in the number. And it's not because you said nothing, Romeo. It's not because you done anything, Shantia. It ain't got nothing to do with you, Debbie. You ain't did nothing to nobody. You ain't said nothing to nobody. You just showed up. But your spirit of discernment, you know what I'm saying, is so keen, is so strong that your presence alone, without you speaking, people feel it. People don't like you because you know the truth. People don't like you because you know the truth, and they know that they can't do to you what they are able to do to everybody else. They can't manipulate you the way that they manipulate everybody else. They can't gaslight, can't project, can't, you know what I'm saying, go out, they can't tell you know anything like they do with everybody else. Everybody else might fall for it, but baby, I ain't falling for that. Understand me? I don't care how much you cry and everything else, I still see right through it. Understand me? I still see right through it. I know how skillful the adversary really and truly is. I know what the adversary is able to do. I know how manipulative the adversary really and truly is. And this is how you have to deal with people that you know, trust, and love too. You have to let them know. I don't care nothing about how you crying and how emotional that you get. The conversation that needs to be had is still going to be the conversation that's going to be had. Understand me? Because sometimes people use crying as a distraction. Understand me? Because they want to soften you up. They want you to become so concerned with their emotional state. No, we're going to have to have this hard conversation. We're going to have to talk about what needs to be talked about. Understand me? Because you right now, whatever it is that we're dealing with, that's a thorn in my side. I need to have that corrected. I need to have that taken care of. That needs to be addressed so that I can move forward. Oh yeah, friend, I'm telling you, professional criers cry just like that. Yeah, as soon as you want to have that conversation, their eyes are already wet. Yeah. It's a distraction. Go ahead and I don't know who that's for. Put that in the front part. Baby, that's a distraction. That's a distraction. Stop letting that distract you. Some people lie and cry all at the same time. They've mastered the art of it. Understand me. Yes, ma'am. Let's go on back. Let me hand you some tissue, and we're going on to the next thing. I need for you to know that, yeah, because this has to be talked about. This has to be taken care of. I'm not going to do another day, another week, another month, another year in this right here. I'm not happy. I'm not satisfied. I'm not fulfilled in it. So there's some adjustments that have to be made. Crying ain't going to fix it. Understand me. Crying ain't going to fix it. We ain't going to do it. She's talking about actors at their best, baby. What you talking about? I'm talking about very skilled, right? So as we're growing and evolving in Christ, all of these things are things that we are picking up on. All of these things are things that we are becoming aware of. All of these things that we used to fall for, now all of a sudden we're not falling for these things because it's crystal clear to us. So in other words, what you're saying, Coach, people are not going to be very receiving of you. I need for you guys to know this. Put this in your notes. People are not going to always be very receiving of you. Understand me. When you're operating with Christ conscious and you're going through your awakening stages and you're growing and evolving in Christ, you have to know that everybody's not going to receive you. I need you to have that in your notes, and you might want to throw a little pink highlighter on that. That needs to stand out a little bit. They're not going to always receive you. Do you hear me? It's going to be some people in their life, they're going to be kicking against it. I'm talking about hard kicks. They cannot accept the fact, they can't stomach the fact that you are this individual, that you're moving this way, that you're living this way. Understand me, for more reasons than one. I told y'all last week, they're not going to be able to receive and accept that this is who you are because they've watched people be double-minded their whole entire life. So the way that you're living, the things that you post and living the things that you speak, that's going to be foreign to them. Come on, Lily, we're just being real right now. They're not going to, this is something that they've never seen before. This is something that they've never run into before because they're so used to people being scammers. They're so used to people being pretenders. They're so used to people saying one thing and doing something else, right? They're so used to that when they actually see somebody that is really real, that really does what they say that they're going to do, that handle themselves with the utmost respect, that has integrity, the integrity that we're talking about. They don't know how to process that. They don't know how to deal with that. They don't know how to handle that. And some folk are going to run far, I'm talking about far away from that. Why? Because that's scary. Understand me. And this is when people start to say, oh, that's too good to be true. That's too good to be true. Ain't no way that y'all just fast like that. Ain't no way that y'all just read like that. Ain't no way that y'all just pray like that. Ain't no way that y'all just study like that. It got to be something wrong with that. It got to be something tied up into that. You mean to tell me that y'all, yeah, it got to be more to it. They are not used to something just being pure. We live it every single day. We live it every single day. Because when you live in a world that is so messed up, that is so evil, that is just down bad, that is so disgusting. When you living in that and you living in that every single day, I'm showing you something. I want you to feel what it is that I'm saying to you, because this is going to be what you're going to be experiencing. Understand me. When you're living in a world that is down bad the way this one is, and everything is going to hell in a handbasket the way that it is, when you got everybody turning on each other, when you have so much corruption coming from the left, the right, everywhere, all over the place, and you don't know who to trust, you don't know who to love, and you don't know whether you're coming or going sometimes. Understand me, that's the world that we're living in. That's the world that everybody is watching on every single news channel. That's the world that everybody is watching on every single news feed on social media. And when you find a safe space that is full of love, that's full of peace, that's full of joy, that's full of inspiration, motivation, and self-correction, when you find that space, it's hard to accept that it's nothing there but that, because of everything else that you see. I'm just telling you that that space exists. And we come to that space every single morning. That space does exist, and we come to that space every single morning right here. Where we learn to love ourselves. Where we learn to respect ourselves, to establish boundaries in our life that protects us. Where we learn the importance of having a healthy relationship with ourselves, but also having a healthy relationship with Christ. where we learn that we have to become our own assignment, that we have to love ourselves with the same love and commitment and attentiveness that we have with everybody else for years. We're in that space. And you might have been just simply strolling through social media and found yourself here. But you just entered that space. And the reason why you're still here is because you got here and you're like, wow, wait a minute. What they talking about? What they got going on? This ain't the normal content. This ain't what everybody else got going on. Whoa. It's something about this that's a little bit different now. Wait a minute now. Something about this a little different. You enter that space. And now that you're here, take the notes. Take the information. Apply those notes to your life so that you can grow, so that you can evolve. Take full advantage of it. Understand me. And I'm saying that to say this, because when we came up in a time when we didn't have this space, my love. You have the advantage. You know what I'm saying? You have the advantage right now. We came up in a time and space. If I got anybody that's 30 and up, we can be honest with you. We came up in a time where we were in straight survival mode. The information that you guys are able to get right now online for free from just sliding up on the live videos, we didn't have this opportunity. Understand me. When we went to church, we went to church. When we went to church, all we got was that sermon that was preached right there on that on that day. We didn't have somebody that was breaking down things the way that they're being broken down today, explaining to us what the scriptures mean, breaking down self-help books to us, making sure that we completely understand it so that we can utilize it properly, so that we can grow and live a healthy life, a full life. We didn't have this. You have something that everybody else did not have. Everybody did not have this. I want you to know it. So please don't take it for granted. Please don't overlook it. Please don't do that. What I want you to do, I want you to take the notes. I want you to apply the notes to your life so that you can see that yes, you matter. You matter more than what you think that you matter, sweetheart. Yeah. I want you to know that you matter. I want you to know that you're loved. I want you to know that you're valued. I want you to know that every single day that you wake up and you got breath in your body, understand me, activities of your limbs, and you have the ability to think, then God is still using you. There's still a purpose for your life. He wouldn't wake you up if you had no purpose. Understand me. If there was not an assignment that was attached to your name, then there would be no need for him to wake you up. I want you to dismantle that feeling of being worthless. I want you to free yourself from that feeling of feeling like you are not loved. You're not loved, that you're not supported, that you're not contributing anything to this life. And I want you to fully understand what I'm saying to you. You are loved, and what you add to this life, nobody else can add to this life. But you have to tap into that. You have to get serious about that. Understand me. You have to tap into it. You have to get serious about it, because I can't wake it up in you. Understand me. If it was something that Coach could do for you, I would have did it for you a long time ago. This is not something that somebody else can do for you. This is something that you actively have to be doing yourself. This is something that you actively have to be working on yourself. It is laying in the bottom of your stomach. It's sitting right there, right? It's sitting right there, and it's just waiting on you to pour. You pour the information on, and as soon as you pour the information on, you're going to start to see it bubble. You're going to start to see it fizz. You're going to start to see it grow, but it's something that you have to do. I can't do it for you. All I can do is give you the notes. All I can do is give you the information. How you choose to utilize that is going to be all left up to you. You can either be in this world and you can go to hell in a handbasket with this world. You can struggle with them. You can cry with them. You can go through this mental health crisis with them. You can sit over there and you can have the panic attacks, anxiety attacks, the stress attacks. You can sit over there and pace the floor all night long. You can slide down every available wall inside your house and then go knock on your neighbor's door and slide down all the walls in their house if that's what you choose. Understand me. But I'm saying this to you you. And when I say this to you, I want you to hear me with your soul. That's a decision that you have got to make. If you want something bigger and better for your life, if you want to grow, you want to be happy, you want to have joy that flows like a river, it is right there for you to have. Understand me. But you have to make a decision in your life, your DRC, your divine right of choice. You get to choose how you're going to live life. Take back your power. That's all you got to do. You can call back every single piece of power that belongs to you. You can call that back to you, and you can utilize your power and your authority to create the life that's really yours. What you say? Not the life that's somebody else's, but you can create the life that is really and truly yours. You don't have to be connected to this world. You don't have to go down with this world. You don't have to have the stress. You don't have to have the anxiety. You can surrender that. You can let that go. And that wasn't a part of what we were going to talk about, but I'm here and I want to tell you that whoever is going through that time right now in your life and you're like, I just want to let it go. I just want to move forward from it. And if I didn't care about this and if I let that go, then I know that I could be so much further in life right now. I can be accomplishing so much more in life. But it's like, the love that I got for people, and I just want to see all of us win, and I just don't want to leave this person behind, and I just want to do this and I want to do that. And Coach is here to tell you this morning, I want you to hear me with your spiritual ears, sweetheart. Some folks you're gonna have to let go. Some folks you're gonna have to step away from. Some folks you're gonna have to put that safe distance in between you and them so that you can grow and you can heal in your life. And you're not walking away from them because you don't love them. And I tell you that all the time. You're walking away from them to show them that there is a life outside of the life that y'all are currently living. Understand me. You're walking away from that situation because they have become a person that is so used to being hurt, that's so used to being down bad, that's so used to the generational curses and the thinking of the generations that somebody got to show them something different. And if you don't walk away, then you will never be able to break that curse. If you don't walk away, if you don't distance yourself, you will never be able to open that door. You will never be able to help them the way that you think that you're helping them. By you staying there and suffering with them, that's not helping them. You staying there and being unhappy with them, that's not you helping them. You staying there and you're continuing with that same problem, that right there, that's not going to help them. If you really want to help them, show them that there's better. Show them that there's better. Show them that there's life outside of that. You really want to help them? Show them it's life outside of that. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Don't talk about what you're going to do. You ain't got to broadcast it. You ain't got to do all of that. Just do it. Just do it. Because you're sitting there, right? And thinking that, yeah, as long as I sit right here, then I'm being real. I'm being solid. You being real and you being solid in the world's definition of real and being solid. Understand me. I refuse to be that type of real and that type of solid. If me being real to this world means that I have to deplete the person that I am, if me being solid means that I have to become a doormat for folk, if me being real, me being solid means that I have to sacrifice everything that is me to make sure that everybody around me is, then that's not going to be the real or the that's not going to be the real or the solid that I am. If I'm going to be real to anybody, I'm going to be real with me. If I'm going to be solid with anybody, I'm going to be solid with me. I tell people from the door, if it comes down in between me and you, I'm definitely picking me. Understand? I'm definitely picking me. That's going to be without a shadow of a doubt. Understand me. I will not love you to the point where it ruins me. I will not love you to the point where it ruins me. I will not love you to the point where it depletes me and the person that I am. Nobody will have that type of power or authority over my life. I will not give that to you. I'm going to pick me. I'm going to tell you that right now, and I suggest you pick you. Hello, somebody, I'm going to pick me, and trust me, when you tell it back, I'm not going to be mad at the fact that you say that you're going to pick you. I might get even more excited because I love folk who love themselves. I love folk who have, that level of self-respect that let folk know, oh, baby, I know who I am, whether I'm with you or not. I like them type of people. Them my type of folk right there, Victoria. I love them type of folk that'll walk up into your life, understand me, say, I'm good with you, but I'm also good without you. I like them. Why? Because I know that you're not finna be codependent on me. I know that you're not finna drain me. I know that you're not finna walk me like a dog because I'm over there trying to help you. I love when I see somebody who know who they are, understand me, who they are and what they bring to the table, and they able to stand on their own. I don't have no type of problem with them type of folk. Come on, thank you, Kenyatta Robinson. I'm just being real. Yeah, I love you. Definitely. Because I don't want nothing or nobody around me that's going to drain me. I don't want nothing or nobody around me that's going to drain me. As you're continuing on your spiritual journey, your healing journey, you have to know that there's going to be some folks that's not going to be able to receive you. They're not going to receive you because some folks are not ready to change. They're not ready to grow. They're not ready to evolve in life. Some people, they're not ready. They're not ready. And you have to learn how to leave people that are not ready. Another type of people is they're already made up their mind, right? They've already made up their mind. They've seen nothing but brokenness their whole entire life. And they have become a person that just accepts the fact that this is how it is for everybody that's in our family. This is how it is for everybody in our community. Everybody that grew up around me, this is how it was, and I'm cool with that. And when people already have their mind made up that that's how they're going to be, that's how they're going to live, then you have to respect other people's choices. We all have a divine right of choice. And when just because they decide that that's what they want for their life, that's how they're going to live their life, that's for that person, right? And we have to learn how to be okay with people saying that that's what they want for their life. I don't care what the relationship is. So don't come inboxing me saying, well, what if it's your child? What if your child and you want the best for your child? Yeah, but if your child don't want the best for your child, then there's absolutely nothing that you can do about it, mama. Understand me. You are wearing yourself out. You are draining yourself. You are the reason why you can't sleep good at night. You are the reason why you are over there having panic attacks and breathing in and out of that paper bag. That's on you. Understand me. When you have done your job and given them all the information that they need, when you know that you have been supportive and you have been present, understand me, and you'd have been there and told them this, told them that, you have to step up even out their way. Understand me? Yeah, come on, Rashida, I got to be real with you. Even when it comes down to that, you got to step up out their way and let them make their own mistakes as well. You have to let them grow, understand me, and go through whatever consequences that they got to go through. So whenever they go out there and they decide that this is what they want to do, this is how they want to live, then that's fine. I thought I gave you the right information. If you go and do what you want to do, just be prepared to suffer the consequences of your actions. Because no, I'm not about to jump in there to save you. I'm not about to spend up my money to come and save you. I'm not going to come out there and put myself in harm's way to try to save you, especially when I have already told you. You have to, yeah, it has to be a boundary. But you say, Coach, oh baby, it has to be a boundary. Friends say, okay, heard. Watch how, Jasmine, listen, when I tell you, watch how much stress that pulls up off of you. Watch how much stress that pulls up off of you. Is it Shantia Gunaway? Appreciate you so much for that CA, sweetheart. Look, watch how much stress that pull up off of you when you step up out of the way and let everybody be exactly what they want to be. She said, why are you all on my case this morning, Coach? Hey, listen, I'm just putting it out there. I'm just giving us a summary. You know what I'm saying? I'm just putting it out there. Yeah, you have to step up out of folk way. Let folk be who they want to be. If that's how they want to live their life, if that's all that they want for their life, get out of the way. Get out of the way. I guarantee you're going to see some folk turn around so doggone fast. You're going to see some folk get up out of them states that they in so doggone fast. Thank you, Leola. You're going to see some folks start changing just like that. The only reason why they not changing, the only reason why they not growing, the only reason why they not working in their life is because they got so used to you doing it for them. And the moment that you stop doing it for them, then all of a sudden you will see that they got hands to do it for themselves. You will all of a sudden see that they're a lot smarter than what you was giving them credit for. And the only reason why they was being lazy is because they had somebody that was jumping up doing it for them. Honey, sometimes you got to get up out the way and let folk grow. Let them grow. Let them hit the ground a little bit. Let them see what that gravel feel like just a little bit. Sometimes that's what you have to do. You think that you're helping, and the whole time you are the problem. Whole time you the problem. Get out the way. Get out the way and let them go through it a little bit. Oh, okay. You think I'm overprotective? You think I'm smothering you? You think I'm this and that? Step back a little bit. Step back and step away. Well, go ahead and figure out how you do it on your own. As soon as you step back and you stop doing this and stop doing that, now, Ma, hey, wait a minute now. You told me that you had it. You told me that I was smothering you. You told me that I was doing too much. Now I stepped out the way. Now you calling me to ask me how much detergent do you put inside the washing machine? Wait a minute. You said I was smothering you. I was doing too much. Now you on my phone every 5 minutes because you're trying to figure out how you bake salmon. Wait, whoa. I thought you was grown. I thought you knew exactly what you was doing. Now you calling me talking about, Mark, can you come pick me up and drop me off? Whoa. Wait a minute. They ain't got Uber. They got Uber for people who ain't got cars. They got Lyfts for people who ain't got cars. Why is you calling me? You have to do what grown people do. And when people is grown and can't nobody tell them nothing, then guess what you got to do? You got to start. Yeah, now you got to pay out of pocket, right? Now you got to pay out of pocket. Now you got to call a Lyft. Now you got to call you a Uber, right? Because I don't want to smother you. I don't want to smother you. I don't want to hover you. I don't want to be doing too much. I don't want to be all up in your business. So when I step out the way, understand me, and you have to do it for yourself, then people will realize that you was trying to help them all along. They will realize in that moment, understand me, that you was always the one that was there all the time, that you was there to be a support, that you was there being a helper, that you was there making sure that they was okay. But see, some folk won't get it until you're all the way out the way. Some folk won't understand it until you all the way out the way. This is why they say you don't know how good you have it until it's gone. And then when it's gone, now you over there talking about, oh man, what I wouldn't do to be able to live at my mama house again. Oh man, what I wouldn't be able to do if I was had this, that, if I had that, and if I was able to go back to this and go back to that. No. When you had it, you did not appreciate it. When you had it, you did not appreciate it. You took it for granted. You felt entitled and all of those things. And now you no longer have it. Now look at you. Now look at you. This is why you have to step back and step away. This is why you have to fast from people. This is why you have to give some folks a break from you. Understand me. And it don't even matter. It doesn't even matter what the relationships is, right? It doesn't matter what the relationships is. You have to understand that there's going to come a time in your life where it's going to be okay for you to take a break. I just need to take a break from y'all needing me. I need to take a break from y'all needing me. I need to take a break from y'all always on my phone, always got y'all hand out and coming my way. Everything that I need, everything that I got right now, I need for myself. Everything that I'm doing right now in my life is going to be for myself. The way that I'm moving right now in my life is going to be for myself. This is what it's going to be. And there's going to be some people that's not going to be able to receive that. And they're not going to be able to receive that, not because you hurt them or you done something to them, but they're not going to be able to receive it because you're no longer available for them. Understand me. People don't care about you like how you think that they care about you. People care about the benefit that you provide. Understand me. People are not as concerned about you as you think that they are. People are concerned about the service that you provide. If you growing and you evolving in life, if that does not change the way that they deal with you or how you deal with them, they don't care nothing about you growing and evolving. If you're growing, you're fasting, you praying, you studying, you worshiping and doing all of these things, and it don't change the way that you deal with them, thank you, Shay, and it don't change the way that you deal with them, it don't change the way that you live life, it don't change the things that you do, then these people will not have a problem with you at all. They will not be bothered by you at all. They will not be disturbed by you at all. The only reason why they have an issue with you working on yourself and your development, you establishing boundaries in your life that protects you from the BS, you doing what you do and saying that I deserve more, I deserve better. The only reason why they have issues with that is because they not used to you having boundaries. They're not used to you wanting more. Understand me. And they know that, hey, they not the more that, yeah, they not the more. They know that they can't give you more. And they know that that means what? Snip, snip. They know that, yeah, understand me. They not going to respect your boundaries. So they know that's what? Snip, snip. So some folk going to walk off easily because they like, hey, look, I already know that I ain't going to act right. So I might as well go ahead and get up out your face, up out your way. And then you're going to have some folk that's going to be very manipulative and they're going to make it seem like you growing and you evolving. That is a direct, hit to them. How dare you want to grow on me? When we got together, this is how you was. When we got together, this is what it was. And you now all of a sudden you want to change. Now all of a sudden you want to act different. Now all of a sudden you want to do this. How is me growing and evolving? How is that bothering you like this? How you so upset, so mad at me because I'm not the same person that I was 5 years ago? Do you really think that me doing what I do on a regular basis, fasting, praying, you think I'm doing all of this to stay the same? You think I'm doing all of this because I don't want to grow, because I don't want to evolve, because I don't want to heal? The problem would really be is if I'm doing all of this and there's nothing changing about me. The problem would really be if I'm doing all of this and there's no growth, there's no development, there's no fruit being produced from this. That's when the real problem should really be, right? That should be the problem. But folk don't have no problem with that because that's what they're used to. They're used to the double-mindedness, right? They're used to people going to church on a Sunday. You go to church on a Sunday, and before you leave the church parking lot, you're right back at your old activities. You're right back to your old self. They're not used to you actually changing and growing. So there's going to be some people on your spiritual journey that's not going to receive you. That's what we're talking about today. Everything that I'm talking to you about is the fact that I want you to acknowledge that there's going to be some people on your spiritual journey during your awakening that's not going to be able to receive you. That's the bullet point. They're not going to be able to receive you. Everything that I'm discussing to you are the reasons of why they won't be able to receive you. They're not going to be able to receive you. They're not going to be able to accept you. They're not going to be able to stomach you. And you're going to have some folk that ain't going to even like you. If we're going to be real about it, they're not going to care too much for you, right? Because of your spirit of discernment, because of your ability to see who they are through their mask, through their pretending. Yeah, they ain't going to be able to handle you. And the thing about your spiritual awakening, as you're going through this stage where you are experiencing people who can't receive you because of this, it's going to be shown to you. You are not going to be ignorant to it. Would you say, Coach? Oh, it's going to be shown to you. You're not going to be ignorant to it. Come on, Candace. I just want to be real. You're not going to be ignorant to it. What are you saying? I'm saying that you're going to know the difference in between, right? People who just don't understand you and people who cannot receive you because you are you. You're going to be able to see the difference, understand me, and you're going to see it crystal clear, right? No matter how much they try to talk, no matter how much they try to manipulate it, no matter how much they try to twist and turn it and make it be something that you already know that it's not, even through the lies. Because you got some folk there, but yeah, you got some folk, come on, Victoria, I just want to be real. You're going to have some folk, they're going to be bold enough to try to lie on you. Understand me, they'll start making up stories because if they can't come up with nothing about you, if you don't do anything to them, if you walking upright right there in front of them and behind, if they can't come up with nothing, they'll start making stuff up. I want you to, they will start making stuff up. They will start putting you places you ain't never been, putting you with folk you ain't never been with. They will start actually creating different scenarios and different things, and they're on, yeah, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, they'll start making stuff up. You're lying, exactly. But this is what happens on this journey, right? You're going to experience some people that will not be able to receive you because people cannot stand for you to be able to see and know the unsaturated truth. Your spirit of discernment during your spiritual awakening is so keen, it's so sharp, right? That you sense things, and you sense these things without people speaking. You sense these things, you feel these things, you feel these energies coming up off of these people without them speaking. There's no dialogue that have to actually be exchanged for you to know that that's not somebody that's real. You feel it in the conversation, understand me. You feel it with the conversation, and the conversation is the conversation that's not really being had. I'm talking feelings. And you'll find yourself saying, I can't really put my finger on it. But it's something about them that's just not authentic. It's something about them that's just not genuine. It's something about it that's just not real. And once you feel that, because you're experiencing that spiritual awakening, and you're able to see it more clearly, when everybody else wants to be around them and do this and do that, you would say, nah, I ain't gonna make it. I'm gonna sit this one out. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. Why? Because you can't unsee what you saw, right? And you understand how this thing now works, right? God shows you the good and the bad, and he allowed you to make a decision as to which way you gonna go? Are you going to honor yourself and what you feel? Are you going to trust your gut, trust your intuition, trust your spirit of discernment that's exposing to you that something about this is just not right, that it's not in alignment with your growth and development, that it's not in alignment with your higher self? Or are you going to pretend that it's okay? And that's when we go back to this. You're going to always sit here. Your DRC is always going to be here. God is always going to expose you to both sides of it. You will always have the power to make the decision as to which way you're going to go with it. So in these situations, it's going to be some people that are not going to be cool with you. Again, not because of what you've done, but because of, I see your truth. That's a highlight. That's a highlight. Some people, the bullet point is, today's bullet point is, some people on your spiritual journey, they're not going to receive you. A highlight that I want you to put in there is going to be, they're not going to receive you because you see their truth. As you're experiencing your spiritual awakening, you have to become a person that know that that third eye is going to open. That third eye, once that third eye is open, it's open. And they're not going to be able to handle the fact, that's too much, that's too much. Okay. That once that third eye is open, it's opened. Look at Tasha. look at Kira ready. Keep going to my Kira over to my keep going. Yeah, once that third eye is opened, that's it. A part of your spiritual awakening is going to bring unbelievable insight. Unbelievable insight. Some people are not going to be able to receive you because of your ability to see the truth. They can't pretend. They can't mask. They can't tuck and hide when it comes down to you. Your spiritual awakening will awaken that third eye. That third eye will give you unreal insight. That's God's way of showing you right there. But one thing he's never going to take away from you is your ability to decide. So once I've exposed you to the truth and I've exposed you to the lie, which way are you going to go? Once I've exposed you to the truth and also exposed you to the lie, which way are you going to go? Come on, talk to me. Talk to me. Can I be real? Because Kira told me to keep going. The saddest part of this journey is this. Once we start our spiritual journey and we get right here to this place, right? Where we are experiencing people who cannot receive us, let me rephrase that. Once we get to this part of our spiritual journey where we reach that place where people decide that they cannot or will not receive us, once we get to this part of our spiritual journey, once we get right there, right, and we see the unsaturated truth about people, once we reach this space on our spiritual journey and we're now experiencing that third eye becoming open, and we're now able to see things that we used to not be able to see, do you know that that's the place where most people turn around? That's the place where most people turn around, Lily. That's where most people turn around and they go back the other way. After all of that work that you put in, After all of the prayers, after all of the fasting, after all of the worship, after all, that's heartbreaking for a teacher. I'm going to tell you right now, that's heartbreaking for a teacher. When you are a teacher of the faith, when you are a mental health, a spiritual health coach, a life coach, that is the most heartbreakingest thing ever, because you try not to fall in love with your clients. You try not to love them like sisters and brothers in Christ, and you try not to, but it's so hard. You know, you excited when they excited. You hurt when they hurt. When, you know what I mean, when you're that level of person, you're just like, yo, I be so excited when they be growing and evolving and living their best life. I feel like, yeah, we out here. And then when they go back through those hard times, we be upset with you, and we up, whether we tell you or not, we up with you. We praying with you in the middle of the night, all through the day. When your name pop into my mind, I'm going right back in prayer, right there with you. So you feel what they feel, and you love them, and you want them to grow and evolve. And when you see them do all of that work on themselves and then they throw it away, you like, oh man, you came so far. But this is the space where a lot of people they turn around it right here in this space. You know why? They turn around at that space right when that eye is open. Somebody just asked me why, Coach. I had to drink my water. This is the space where they turn around. Somebody just asked me why. They turn around at that space. Right there at their breakthrough. Right there at their open door. Right there at their opportunity. They turn around right there because they see what it's going to cost them. Put it in your notes. I know somebody like, oh my God. Because they see what it's going to cost them. They get all the way right there and they turn around because they see what it's going to cost them. When they see that it's going to cost them their favorite one, when they see that they're going to have to separate from their family, when they see that they're going to have to put 2 weeks notice in at that job, when they see that they're going to have to file on papers for that divorce, when they see that they're going to have to walk away from them friends, oh yeah, they're your favorite one. You know the one, your favorite one. When I say your favorite one, y'all know what that is, baby. Yeah, the one that do it just how you want them to do it. Oh, and even though you know it ain't, but they do it, so, yeah, that one, you know you ain't got no business calling, but ooh, you call because only they can do what they do. Your fate, yeah, that, yeah. Come on, don't that, yeah. Hey, I did not say this was for kids. Hold up, yo. I have to be real. Your favorite one. When you see what it's gonna cost you, when you see what you gotta walk away from, when you see what you gotta cut ties with, oh my. When you start to see that, you like, oh wait a minute, nah, I ain't gonna be able to do this right now. That's what people start to say. Oh, I ain't gonna be able to do this right now. Oh man, you know what I'm saying? I just can't, I'm not on that level yet where, you know what I'm saying, I wanna be that committed, and you know what I'm saying, I just step back from a while because, I can't give it all of me right now, and you know what I'm saying, as much as I wanna do this, and this, it's just like, I got so much going on in my life that I really just can't give it that type of, they come up with some of the excuses, and the excuses be sounding so good too. They be coming up with real good excuses, right? Real good excuses. You be like, oh, and then you have some people around be like, I understand that, because if you can't give it your all, then No, you're choosing not to give it your all. You're choosing not to be dedicated. You're choosing not to do the work. Understand me. You're choosing what it is that you're choosing that. Because the same way you choose to get off your spiritual journey, you can choose to get up out that job, but you won't get up off that job. Why? Because you feel like you got to pay those bills. So your spiritual bills are still getting behind. You are still falling behind spiritually the same way that you will be falling behind on those physical bills. Understand me? But it's going to cost you either way. Either way, it's going to cost you something. But Katrina, hear me when I tell you, they don't mind aborting that spiritual mission. They don't mind throwing that spiritual mission over to the side to go fulfill that physical one, because they are so wrapped up, tied up in the idea that job, that relationship, that friendship, that familyship or whatever, they are so wrapped up and so codependent on that they will release God for it. Hey, okay. All right, yeah. Hey, Oh, that, yeah, you didn't have to do that. I drank the water. That's the reason why I had drank it. I already knew what I was gonna do when I already knew where I was going with that. Yeah, oh yeah, they already, it was just going, he was gonna look at behind. Because I said, my, I'm just being real with them, sis. The truth of the matter is, they look, they see that eye open. When that eye open, and they start to see what it's gonna cost them, then all of a sudden they go back to their old life, and they go back to their old life quick, fast, and in a hurry. Understand me. This is the reason why I told y'all before. I said when Jesus was sitting at that wedding, and they passed him that cup, and when he looked into that cup and he seen everything that this was going to cost him, when he seen his whole entire life, the Bible says he saw his whole life inside of the cup. He saw how they was going to abuse him, them spitting at him and spitting on him. He seen the thorns going on his head. He seen the nails going through his wrist. He seen it going through his ankles. He saw every single thing that he was going to be dealing with. He seen the betrayal of the people that he knew and loved. He saw his whole entire life flash before his eyes, and he still did it. A lot of us will not be able to do it, and we know this because when we're entering this spiritual awakening, as soon as we become people that are knowledgeable of what it is that's going on and what's going to cost us, instead of us seeing with that third eye our whole entire life, seeing who gonna go, who gonna stay, who has to do this, who has to do that, we become a people that is so caught up in other people that we do what we go that way. I don't know if I can make it by myself. I don't know. Yeah. He had to see it and go. It was still, nevertheless, let your will be done. This is a journey that's going to require your full commitment. This is a journey that's going to require your full commitment. You have to be all the way on board. This is a journey that's going to require your full commitment. And to be perfectly honest with you, as you're continuing on this journey, when that third eye is now open and you're now seeing things from a different view, guess what? The thing about it is, this is my next point. So the first one for today, right? Today was there's going to be some people that are not going to be able to receive you. As you're experiencing your spiritual awakening, your third eye will become open. You will start to see things a whole lot clearer, right? You will not, understand me. You will see through the pretenders, the maskers. They will not be able to fool you the way that they fool with other people. They will not be able to receive you, not because you've done something to them, but because your spirit is at conflict with their spirit. They will not be able to do to you and the way that they do to other people, right? And what happens in this moment is that third eye become open, and we lose a lot of believers because now they see exactly what it's going to cost them, right? They see what it's going to cost them, and some people are not willing to surrender their old life for their new one. Understand me? So they come up with all these different excuses, all these different reasons of why they want to go back and why they want to do this and why they want to do that, and they're not ready for this and they're not ready for that. And that's when all the excusers, that's when all of them, they start popping out, right? So they was all happy, joy, and on this journey all for the first part of the year, and then by the end of the year, by the end of that second quarter, they like, I gotta take a break, I gotta sit back a little bit, I gotta figure this out, figure that out. No, because if you was operating with that Christ conscious, you ain't trying to figure nothing out. You already letting God figure everything out that needs to be figured out. You've already surrendered that to him. You've already given that up to him. Understand what you say? Cast your cares, baby. I didn't cast my cares. I didn't cast my finances. I didn't cast my struggles. I didn't cast every generational curse. I didn't cast everything that was a stronghold in my life, baby. I've already casted that already. Thank you so much, Candace. I have become a master caster. Yeah, judge me, baby. Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, I'm a master caster, baby. I'm a master caster. Yeah, well, that's me. That's me. That need to be a shirt or something right there. What'd you say? I might do that and then cast my prayer, cast my cares, cast my struggles, cast my strongholds, and just name out all the things that I'm casting. I'm a master caster, baby. I get it up out of there. What you do, baby? I get it up out of there. I get it up out my life, and I get it up out of there expeditiously, Lily. I put it on the road, baby. You got to go, gotta go right now. Understand me? I'm a master caster, baby. I get it up out of there. Understand me? That's just what I do. I cast it on him and I keep on going in my life. That's it. That's all. Why? Because if God is telling me that I don't have to worry about something, that I don't have to struggle with something, that I don't have to go through that level of hurt and pain, then why would I? If I don't have to, why would I be over there going through stuff that I ain't got to go through? Why would I be carrying burdens that I ain't got to carry? Why would I be struggling in life? Come on, Kira, let's be real. Let's make that make sense. If God says, hey, cast it on me, give it to me, let me fix that for you, let me be the vindicator for you. Let me fight for you. Let me be the person that makes a way for you. Let me be the person that opens the doors for you. Let me be the person that prepares the way of escape for you. Let me be the person that heals you. Let me be the person that delivers you. Let me be the person that carries you when you feel like you can't carry yourself. Let me be the person that does. Why? If he's telling me, let me do all of these things for you, why in the world would I not surrender it? While I won't cast it. I'm a caster, baby, master caster. Gotta go. Yeah, why wouldn't I? That means, thank you so much, Purple Flowers. So I'm out here struggling by choice. When you hear that, you're driving in your car on your way to work this morning. You sitting at your desk right now. You out there on the line right now with your earbud in your ear. You on your lunch break in the break room, or you sitting on your bed and you listening. When coach say that to you, think about it. That means you struggling by choice. You mean to tell me that I could have been casted this, coach? He says cast all your cares on him. So if you still carrying it, you struggling by choice. If you still allowing it to rob you of your rest, then you're being robbed by choice. You're opening a door for the robbers. Come on. If you still allowing it to rob the taste out of your food, causing you to lose appetite, then you're losing appetite by choice. When he says, cast your cares on me, all you have to do is give it to me. Surrender it to me. And guess what? I carry you, and I'm not even going to complain about your weight. Understand me. He says, I'm going to carry you. And I promise I'm not even going to drop you. I'll carry you, and I'm not going to drop you. I'm going to carry you through every heartache, through every pain, through every betrayal, through every letdown, through every negative experience. Understand me. Can't nothing wrap their arms around you like me. Can't nothing, or there can't nothing or nobody do you like how I'm gonna do it for you. Understand me. So if you're in a position with somebody that loves you so much that they say, cast it all on me, give it all to me, release it all to me, why wouldn't you? You are carrying unnecessary weight. You're struggling by choice. You're going through what you're going through because that's what you want to go through. At any given moment, you can release that from you. Understand me. At any given moment. Good morning. How you doing, Miss Q? Y'all hit that share button over on TikTok. TikTok, Facebook, y'all hit that share button. Can we be real? At any given moment, you can cast them cares. I want to make sure we on everybody's For You page real quick. I want to be on everybody's timeline real quick, right? I want to be on everybody's timeline because as somebody right now, you're walking in that light. You're dealing with that right now. And you feel like you got the weight of the world on your shoulder. You feel like your back is against the wall. You feel like you're stuck in between that rock and that hard place. You feel like there's no coming back from this. You feel like you've done all that you can do. This is how you feel in your inner self, even though you got that smile on your face and you're dealing with, right, that functioning depression where you can smile but you're hurting. You smiling but inside you feel like you're in a million different pieces and things are all over the place. And I'm telling you on today, you can become a master caster. Understand me. Yeah, just learn how to throw it out. I cast every care. I cast every hardship, every trial, every tribulation, every dark hour. He said, cast it on me. Understand me. And I'm willing to carry you and I won't drop you. I'm willing to make a way for you. I'm willing to open a door for you. I'm willing to do it for you, but you have to cast it over here. You got to throw it over here. If you throw it to me, I promise you, I'm good at catching. Because if you're still holding on to it, is it Skylar K? If you're still holding on to it, you still dealing with it, you still letting it keep you up at night, still allowing it to make you feel down and depressed and all of that, you struggling by choice. You struggling by choice. You got that weight on you by choice. Understand me, you dealing with that stress and that anxiety by choice. It becomes a thing of choice. You're choosing to be in that situation. You're choosing to feel what you feel. You're choosing that because when you know better, you got to do better, baby. When you know that this is what his words say, you have to trust that word. You got to lean in that word. You have to let that word take root inside of your heart. Why in the world am I going to be out here struggling in life when I don't have to? Not me. Not I, said the cat. I'm not going to do it. This is the mindset that we have to operate with. A lot of us, we struggle in life by choice because once that third eye becomes open and we see what is real, right? When we see the relationships that are real and the ones that are not real, when we see what we have to let go of, when we see how we have to move, when we see the requirements for the position that we're saying that we want, we become instantly intimidated. Oh my God, I don't know if I can do it. Oh my God, I don't know if I can make it. Oh my God, I don't know if that's for me. And then you see the people that's not going to be there, and you've already developed these skills, right? This codependency on those people. And you mean to tell me I got to do all of that and they ain't going to be there with me? And I got to do all of this and they ain't going to be there with me? And and they ain't going to be there with me? No, Lot, you can't be there with Abraham. What he told Abraham, he says, what I'm doing, the blessing that I'm preparing for you, what I got going on in your life, baby, this is only going to be for you. The instructions were strict and they were very much clear. He says, I don't want you to bring nobody with you. Understand me, none of your relatives, none of your friends. What I'm going to do in your life is going to be only for you. The blessing that I'm preparing is only going to be for you. The open door that I got is only going to be for you. The way that I'm making is only going to be enough for you. I don't want you to bring nobody with you. And some of us can't stomach the fact that we can't bring nobody with us. Why? Because we want everybody that we're connected to, we want everybody to go. And the reality of your awakening is going to expose to you that there's going to be some people, no matter how much you love them, they will simply not be able to go. They will not even be able to wrap their mind halfway around the things that God is about to do in your life. Understand me. Here you is. You got this big idea. You got this big thing that's about to happen to you, and you want to drag along a Debbie Downer. You got this big old thing that you about to do, big old way that's about to be made for you, and here you are with a whining, complaining Cindy. Hello, somebody, can you imagine doing something big and you got somebody that's standing behind you that's complaining the whole entire way? Even Moses got sick of the folk that was complaining. They got on his nerve out there. He out there like, wait a minute, I should have left all of y'all over there at Pharaoh's house. The way that y'all working my nerve, the way that y'all pissing me off, the way y'all getting up under my skin, y'all ain't did nothing but whine and cry and complain the whole entire time as if y'all wasn't slaves. You was just slaves over in the other season. How in the world did you forget that? Come on, Cheryl. Appreciate you so much. You just got, I don't understand it. Even Moses got pissed off. Moses is out there in the middle of the woods. Do you hear me? He ain't got nothing above him but the trees, right? You out there with the snakes. You out there with the spiders. You out there with the centipedes and everything else. It's enough. I'm out here fighting off these skeeters. I got skeeters. They nibbling all over me. Understand me? I'm out here fighting off skeeters, and then I got y'all aggravating behinds out here with me, whining and complaining about everything like you just wasn't slaves. You forgot that part. Anything is better than where you was just at. Can you imagine trying to, come on now. Y'all know I drink the water because I'm just for real. Hey, what? Because people be forgetting where they came from. Like, did you just forget? Okay, drink the water. Can you imagine how annoying that is? You trying to do something big in your life. You trying to do something big. You moving in a way that is so different. And you got a complaining Cindy. You got a Debbie Downer. Understand? A pity party Patty that's sitting back behind your head while you moving how you moving. And that's all that you dealing with that whole entire time. Can you imagine how frustrating that is? And God is saying to you, the reason why they can't go to where you going, and they can't be a part of what it is that I'm about to do in your life, because that's going to become a distraction for you. I need for you to understand me. I know where their minds are. I know what the intents of their hearts are. And I can't afford to bring them with you, because if I bring them out there with you, you are not going to get done what I need for you to get done. Understand me? Because you're going to be so busy and distracted with them. And they're complaining, so distracted with them and they pity parties, so distracted with trying to make sure. Thank you, Juanita Luckett. I appreciate you so much, sweetheart, for that CA. Understand me? So busy trying to soothe them and their little feelings. It's going to be some some things in your life that's going to only be for you. Understand me. So what's the bullet point for today? That there's going to be on your spiritual awakening. God is going to expose you to the people that will not be able to receive you. Understand me. They're not going to be able to receive you, and you're going to see it, because once that third eye is open, you can't unsee what you already saw. Understand me. So you're going to see it right there, and he's going to say, you have to use your divine right of choice. You're either going to go the way that I want you to go, and you're going to get out here and do what I want you to do, or you're going to go back to that old life. And majority of the time, we lose a lot of our believers, right? We lose a lot of these people. Why? Because they don't want to turn loose that old life. But your old life have got to come to an end if you want this new life. If you want this new life, if you want this new thing, if you want to go big, you have to let little go. When he told Abraham to leave, he told Abraham to leave and not bring nothing with him. Abraham behaved the same way that a lot of us behave, and he still decided that he wanted to drag Lot along with him. And that cost him. You will be amazed how many people didn't contribute anything to what you got going on, but still feel like they're deserving of what you have. Understand me. You will be amazed that with the people that are coming to your life, and they did what they brought absolutely nothing. They added absolutely nothing to your life. I want you to understand that. They added nothing to your life. And the only reason why they was there is because you are a loyal person in this world. You are a solid person according to this world, right? You operate with that type of mindset where you feel like you owe folks something. And this is the reason why I told y'all on Monday, a part of your spiritual awakening is going to call for you to surrender that false sense of responsibility. It's going to call you to release yourself, to free yourself from that spirit of a false sense of responsibility. And you will develop that mentality where you will see, right, that everybody have their own spiritual path. Everybody have their own journey, and you are not responsible for anybody else. You're not responsible for what they know, what they do, how they move. That's all going to be on them. That's the reason why people don't want you to become knowledgeable, because as long as you're not knowledgeable of the fact that everybody got their own spiritual journey, then you will be over there trying to live everybody's spiritual journey for them. Hello, somebody, understand me. I'm just talking stages of awakening. That was one of the stages that we talked about this past week, right? That everybody will learn that, you will get to that place on your spiritual journey where you will realize that everybody ain't your responsibility. Okay, well, the example of that is Lot and Abraham. Lot, you ain't brought nothing out here. Everything that's happening, that's on me, baby. Everything that's taking place right now, that's on me, baby. This blessing, that's on me, baby. Understand? That's all mine. I just brought you along for the ride. How you get out here with me, and then you start to feel entitled, like I owe you something. This is what people will do. Hand out. And that's why on Monday we talked about what? You have to make sure that the relationships that you are in are reciprocal and not parasitic. A reciprocal relationship is where you give, they give, y'all grow. You give, they give, y'all grow. They give, you give, y'all grow. Parasitic, thank you so much, Amber Rivers, for the CA. A parasitic relationship is a relationship where all they do is take, where they leech or latch onto you like a leech, where they behave with the same type of mannerisms of a parasite, and they simply suck everything that is good. They just suck it up out of you. Then I told you guys on Monday or Tuesday, I said, evaluate the relationships that you have with people and be open and be honest. Are you in a reciprocal relationship, or are you in a parasitic relationship? And when you acknowledge the fact that is reciprocal or parasitic, govern yourself accordingly, which means make the right type of adjustments in your life. It's Friday, so I do a summary of everything. Everything that we talked about, I go over it. It's going to be some folk that's get in your life and they feel entitled. When they said that they had to make a split Lot said what? Lot said, I want the grass that's over there that's real good and green. I want the trees that's full. I want the river that's flowing over there. How you got out here and you came out here on me? You came out here on me. You didn't come out here with nothing. And the blessing that was given to me, you think that you're entitled to everything that's good. And he left Abraham over there with everything that was dried up, a river that wasn't even rivering. Understand me? A river that wasn't even flowing, trees that ain't had no leaves, the ground out there needed to be tilled and everything else. It's like, well, wait a minute. How is it we get out here and you out here with me and you ain't brought nothing out here with you, but then you want to think that you're going to walk away and you're going to walk away with everything, that you're going to walk away and I'm supposed to get the short end of the stick, and this right here is supposed to be, this my blessing. God gave this to me. But understand what? DRC, divine right of choice. You get to choose whether or not you're going to be obedient or not, right? If Abraham is walking out and he's following that direction, this is Abraham. If Abraham is going to walk out and he's going to follow the directions of God, then guess what? He would have never brought Lot along with him. If Abraham was going to be obedient, right? If he would have utilized his divine right of choice and he was obedient from the door, then Lot would have never even been a factor in this story, right? He would have never even been there. He would have never had to worry about separating or dividing his blessing. He would have never had to worry about sharing his blessing. The only reason why he was in the predicament that he was in was what, Shirley? He's suffering the consequence, the seed of his action. Instead of him being obedient and reaping the blessings, he was disobedient and now having to suffer the consequences. And the consequence is now you have to divide up what I gave you. Now you have to give somebody that's not even deserving of that blessing. You have to give them some of that blessing. Somebody that brought nothing to the table, they walking off with your stuff. They living happily ever after over there with your stuff. Why? Because of your own disobedience. I told you to leave them over there. I told you not to even bring them with you. But because you was disobedient, you now have to suffer the consequence instead of reaping the abundance. This is what happens when we are out of alignment. But at the same time, the God that we serve is a gracious God. He's a forgiving God, right? But one of the things that I told them in class last night, I said, listen, we have to become a people that what? Don't take advantage of God's grace. Stop taking advantage of his mercy. Stop looking at life and saying, oh, God is going to forgive me. He's going to make a way for me. I know that I'm wrong for doing this, that, and the third, but I'm just going to pray about it later. I'm just going to, I'll repent later. You knew before you done it that you were wrong. You knew before you done it that that wasn't the thing that you were supposed to be doing. You knew that already, right? So now basically you're playing in God's face. In 2025, if we was going to put it in 2025, that's what God is saying. Basically, you playing in my face, honestly. I get it. You making a mistake and doing something that you did not know was wrong, that's one thing. But you actively participating in something that you knew was sinful, which is what you was doing to yourself. What you were doing, the sin is what you do to yourself. So now, if you actively went out and done that already knowing, and then you gonna call me? You know what I'm saying? Now I feel used. Now I feel taken advantage of. Now I feel like you playing with me and you playing all up in my face, right? Because you know that I'm a good person. You know that I'm a loving person. You know that I'm a forgiving person. You know that I'm a kind person. You know I'm the person that's always, I feel like now you're taking advantage of me. And I told him last night, don't get too comfortable taking advantage of God. Don't get too comfortable taking advantage of God. Let that sit in your spirit for a second. Because I know somebody right now, There you go. That's right, Jasmine Moore. Don't get too comfortable taking advantage of God. I know some of y'all sitting right there. Y'all like, oh, wait a minute, because that's my business. Hold up. She's in here walking up and down my hallway real quick. Get out of my house. Wait a second. Hold on. Wait. Well, don't get too comfortable because, again, Abraham made this decision to bring Lot along with him, right? And even though he brought Lot along with him, Lot was granted everything that was good, which was Abraham's blessing. But he had to surrender it because of his disobedience. So he gave it to Lot. And even though Abraham got the river that wasn't rivering, no water, dried up, the trees in the land that wasn't tilled, wasn't grassed, wasn't greened and whatnot, eventually in time, we know that a river don't just start rivering. It's a process for it to start to flow again. That the grass just doesn't automatically turn green. You have to actually get out there and work it, till it, to actually get it to the point where it start to grow, the green, the trees and everything. You have to get out there and work it. So even though he did what he wasn't supposed to do, God still in return, he still blessed him. He still multiplied it. He still grew that thing that Abraham did. But Abraham had to pray. He had to repent. He had to ask for forgiveness, right? He still had to go through a process. So every single time that you do this, you have to understand that there's always going to be what? It's always going to be consequences. And just because God forgives you does not mean that he's going to remove the consequences. Understand me, that just because God forgives you does not mean that he's going to remove the consequences. Understand me, you can pray and you can ask for forgiveness and God can forgive you. That doesn't mean that you're not going to go to jail still. Understand me, let's be real about it. You may still have to go and do the time because you did the crime. This is just how this works. And it's not that God is not good. It's not that he's not forgiving. It's not that he's not merciful. It's just the fact that this is what you went out and done. And there's consequences attached to what it is that you went out there and done. It's not saying that God is not good. He never said that I'm going to remove your consequences. He said, I'll forgive your sin. Oh, yeah, I ain't gonna like that. Oh, yeah, you ain't gonna like that part. He never said that I was gonna remove your, friends say bingo. He never said that. He never said that I was gonna remove your consequences. He said, I'm gonna forgive your sin. So for every, he says, I'm going to forgive your sin. Because if there was no consequences, watch this right here. Watch this right here. Hit that share button. Y'all double tap on my screen. Can I be real? Because I want to be real. I want to be real. And being that Christ conscious and the transformational stages of awakening have all been what we've been studying in Genesis, I want to just go back to that. So just to clear up the story of Abraham and Lot, Abraham did get his portion back. God did make a way for him, but he had to work towards it. He had to repent. He had to pray. He had to get back in good standing with God, and God did in return have his river flowing. He did in return, thank you so much, Kira. He did in return have the trees turn green. He did in return make sure that the grass grew, but there was a process. You're going to always have a process before your promise. You're going to always have to work towards something, right? But this is just a confirmation that I'm giving to those of you who may still have in your mind, well, I don't know if I believe that or not. And I'm cool with y'all when y'all be like, I don't know if I believe it or not. I'm going to say this. God is a God that is a forgiving God. He's a merciful God, right? We know this already. This is who he is. But he never said that I was going to remove your consequences. He said that I was going to forgive your sins. And we know this because in the Garden of Eden, right, he did not destroy Adam and Eve, but he did give them a consequence. And each and every one of us are living the consequences of what actually happened in that Garden of Eden. Am I right or am I right? So again, I say God will forgive your sins because he did forgive them, right? He did forgive them. They did continue to live there. However, there was consequences for their actions. The part of them that was holy, that was pure, that was genuine, the part of them, right, the good life that they was living, the luxurious life that they once had, they no longer had that once they destroyed the trust that he had with them. Understand me. So again, God will forgive you. He will show mercy on you because he did not destroy them. He did not strike them down. He did not do all of that. However, he forgave the sin, but he did not remove the consequence. So if we go back and we dissect scripture and understand scripture, then we will understand it as just that. But we don't. We make it be what we want it to be, and we live how we want to live, and we find ways to justify the living. The fact of the matter is, we do serve a God that is a forgiving God, a gracious God, but whatever the consequences of your DRC is, you have to live those consequences. If you actively decide that that's what you're going to do, I don't care how transparent you are with it. I don't care how open, how honest you are with it. I don't care how much you say, oh, well, I'm not perfect. I'm not this. I'm not that. The truth of the matter is you're held accountable for what you do know. You are held accountable for whatever it is that you do know. And one more time for the people in the balcony, this this is the reason why a lot of people choose to be ignorant. They don't want to know better because they don't want to be held accountable for doing better. So they'll settle to be ignorant and not know than to know, because when you do know that what you're doing is wrong, your conscience or your spirit of discernment will tap in and say, you know you're wrong for that. And that thing will torture you. It will torment you in your sleep and even in your time of just sitting by yourself. That thing will bother you and eat away at you in the inside, solely because you know that it's wrong. So most people choose to be ignorant so they don't have to deal with the responsibility of being knowledgeable. So that thing that you want, it will come, but it's never going to remove the consequence. The consequence is going to be the consequence, right? So when God is telling you to move a certain way, to behave a certain way, to show up a certain way, you have to be willing to do so, right? And another scripture that I also want to, another thing from the Bible that I also want to put out there is this, right? When the Bible says the obedient will eat the best of the land, I think that we also understand this. I'm just telling you guys why it's so important for you to be obedient, why it's so important for you to follow instructions, why it's so important for you to always make sure that you're following through with the assignment, no matter how difficult that you may feel that assignment is, right? That for you to be loyal, for you to be faithful, for you to be a real life stand-up disciple of the Most High, in order for you to reap the benefits. The only way that you're going to get the best results out of anything is if you follow the protocol. And I use this illustration all the time when I say, when you go to the pharmacy, they give you a medication, right? They give you a pamphlet on top of your bag. That pamphlet gives you the instructions of how to utilize that medication, when to take it, what to take it with food, to take it with milk, to take it whatever. Don't take it on an empty stomach. It tells you all of this stuff right then and there, right? And it tells you how many days. It'll say, hey, take this until it's gone, right? And you take it until it's gone. But you have some people that'll take it and then all of a sudden they take it, and then when they start to feel better, they say, oh, well, I'm not really a person that like to take medicine, so they stop taking it. And then a day or so later, they end up and they right back sick with that same thing. But this time it's 10 times worse, right? It's 10 times worse because they did not follow the instructions. So when they go back to the doctor, and the doctor's like, well, did you take? Yeah, but I had stopped taking it. Now you over here on life support when you could have been back at work. But you didn't follow instructions. You didn't follow instructions. When the Bible says you will eat the best of the land, I think Adam and Eve was a great example of when you are obedient, you will eat the best of the land. They had the best of the land. They was born, they was created right there in the best of the land. In the Garden of Eden, with everything that they needed was right there in front of them. Their disobedience is what robbed them from that. Their disobedience is what separated them from that. It is so important for us to stay locked in, for us to stay committed, for us to follow through. This is not a walk of I'll do it sometimes and then I'll get back. No, that's not what this is supposed to be. It's either you all the way in or you all the way out. The point that we were making today, that we were not making, but the point that we were working on today is going through your spiritual awakening on this journey. There's going to be some people that will not be able to receive you. And the reason why they won't be able to receive you is because of that third eye. Once that third eye is open and is providing you with a certain level of insight, your spirit will be in conflict with theirs. There's not something that you said or not something that you done, but it's your spirit speaking for you. It's more than your intuition. It's more than a gut feeling. It is a deeper connection with God that's exposing you to the unsaturated truth. And no matter how much you try not to see it, you try not to feel it, you cannot deny it. Because it's not with what they said, it's not even what it is that they've done. It's the energy that's surrounding them. And in that moment, you realize while you're sitting there, you just had a spiritual encounter. And most people can't handle that. A spiritual awakening is something that, it's a lot that comes along with it. The realization of the smallest things, the simplest things in life become big things to you, major things to you. God starts to speak to you in ways that he's never spoken to you before, exposing you to things that he's never exposed you to before, making you knowledgeable of things that you've always like, what? I never even saw it that way. Everything becomes spiritual for you.
You hear the talking from the lips, but the loudest conversations is in the words that they never said. You see their mannerisms, how they show up, how they do, how they give. But what is loudest to you is the intentions of their hearts and behind it. Spiritual awakening is something that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. But you have to be prepared for everything that God is going to expose you to on this journey. Because like I said, on this stage, where you learn that there's going to be some people that won't receive you, it's almost parallel to the experience that Jesus had at that wedding when he looked inside of that cup. When that eye comes open, you see your favorite, you see your friends, you see your family, you see the people that you know, you love, and you've built relationship with all of this time. You see them, but you don't see them with the same set of eyes that you've been seeing them with. This stage of the spiritual awakening is in fact eye-opening. Literally. Not these eyes, but this eye. And you have to be prepared for that. Friends, say yes. I absolutely love you guys, man. Good morning to you all. Man, I hope and pray that you guys got everything that y'all needed on this morning. We will continue right here. I got a couple more things on Monday that we're going to be discussing, may even be tomorrow. I'm going to see. I don't know yet. But I love you guys, man, and I hope that today's message was insightful. Well, I ain't going to even say I hope that it was, because I seen y'all getting off in the chat. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say to, you guys, thank y'all so much for lending me y'all's ear on this morning, your ear and your heart. I thank God for giving a message that is mighty, that was informative, that was impactful for each and every one of you guys. And I pray that you took amazing notes, and that you take these notes and you apply these notes to your life on a regular basis. I want you to allow it to take root. I want you to fully understand everything that was explained to you today. And I want you to understand that you are worth it, right? You are worth this journey. You are worth the sacrifice. You are worth getting up and showing this love to on a regular basis. And yes, if you want to live this new life, it's definitely going to cost you your old one. There's going to be some stuff in your life that you're going to have to move away from. Thank you so much, Benny Simpson. I appreciate you so much, man. I want you guys to know that, right? So as we're continuing on our spiritual journey, our growth journey, I want to say this to you. Don't let nothing separate you from the love of God. Nothing. There's no relationship that's more important than the relationship that you have with God. There's no job that's more important than the relationship that you have with God. There's no friendships that's more important than the relationship that you have with God. Thank you so much, Tiffany B. Jennings. I appreciate that, CA. Don't let nothing, no money, no relationship, no friendship, no situationship, separate you from the love of God. I got a couple more things to explain to you guys in this series. And I promise you, y'all gonna understand it. I'm going piece by piece for a reason. I want you to allow this message today, even the story of Lot and Abraham, the story of Adam and Eve in the garden, setting your mind on the divine right of choice. I want you to think on these things and see how these things, this is real. We're living in that right now today. We're dealing with that right now today. It was so much information in today's message. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna go back and rewatch this. I'm going to the gym and I'm rewatching this to take the notes that I don't have so I can put them inside my notes. You gotta let it go. You gotta be willing to move forward from it. And if you was questioning whether or not you were good enough or not, you're more than enough. You're more than enough. If you was questioning whether or not you were worthy or not, you are more than worthy. And God is not taking you through what he's taking you through for nothing. There's always a process before the promise. Understand that. And anything and anybody that God removes from your life, he's going to do nothing but replace it with bigger and better every single time. He's not going to leave you out here stranded. And I want you guys to really take that master caster. I want y'all to take that and put that in y'all notes. Now, I really want to say I want you to put it on a sticky note. I want you to put that on the front part. Yeah, I want you to put that where you see it. Master caster. Let's master the art of casting all of our cares on him. She talking about, oh, I know that's right. As you should. As you should. Tell it to the people in your Bible study too. Why, yeah, that's right. We need everybody. We need everybody on board. Do you hear me? Everybody needs to be a master caster. Let's master the art of casting all of our cares on him. Surrendering every heartache, every pain, every trial, every tribulation, everything that we go through. Let's master casting it on him, releasing it and giving it to him. He asked for it. It ain't even like you giving him something. He asked for it. It says, sent for Tina H. Raw. Tina, thank you so much for the CA, sweetheart. He asked for it. I'm gonna make it a shirt, y'all. I got y'all. The reason why I got 2 new shirts dropping. The reason why I haven't dropped any new shirts is because I got everybody on a financial fast. And I know my people. If I drop this shirt, these 2 shirts, if I drop these 2 shirts right now, God first, and Master Caster. If I drop these 2 shirts right now, my people whatever they budget for that week, they gonna take that out they budget so they can get their shirts. I know them. I know them way too well. They gonna get their shirts. So I'm trying to hold on to it. Right? I'm trying to hold on to it until after the financial fast. And then I'm going to drop it because I know them, man. I'm telling you. So I'm holding on to Master Caster and God First shirts until after the financial fast. I may drop it next month sometime, but I know how they are. They going to want them. They going to want them, and I don't blame them. Yeah, man, listen. But we have to. We have to. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I love each and every one of you guys, and I want you guys to have an amazing day. We have definitely reached our time on this morning. I love you guys. Every single day that you wake up and you put 10 toes to the ground, I want you to sweat yourself. Tell yourself how beautiful you are and how much you love you, because there's no love like self-love, and you gotta love yourself way before you love anybody else. Of course, it's your favorite online motivational speaker, life coach, and evangelist. It's your girl, street poet Tanya. You right. Mine gonna say yeah. You right. I forgot I was gonna do the Godfidence. I gotta drop those 2. I gotta do those 2 because that one was a good one too. I got you. I gotta drop that too. Y'all, I got so much. I gotta drop the Godfidence. The Godfidence is so different because when you walking in God, it's so different, right? How you walk in, head up, chest out. Baby, I'm supposed to be here. I don't get looking at everybody like they crazy, like, hey, listen, baby, I am not here. I am not here like how y'all got here. Y'all might have did 4-5 years of training. Baby, this is just favor. I didn't even know I was going to be here under A. I didn't even know I was going to be here. I didn't even know I was qualified, baby. Didn't even know how. I don't even to this day. All I can say, God did. That's it. Got to get them Godfidence. So I got so much stuff that I'm going to drop. I'm actually going to update the website. So we're going to pull off all the old flyers, get all the new merch put up there. But I just been kind of like waiting around so I can make sure that everybody get through this process. That's all there's really been. But I love you guys so much, man. Listen, I want you guys to have an amazing weekend. Y'all do know Faith and Fitness, right? Is tomorrow. So we'll go through devotion. Once we leave devotion, we will be going over to the gym to get into Faith and Fitness. That's when I have my inspirational and motivational panel. So if you guys have not been a part of Faith and Fitness on Saturday and Sunday, make sure that y'all lock into that. That starts at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come if you want to be on the panel and you got something inspirational or motivational that you want to bring, a question that you want to ask, whatever the case is, make sure you show up for that panel. Understand me, because it's great information. And make sure you're ready to work out, because we be working out while we doing it. That's why it's called Faith and Fitness. It's great conversation while we working out. So you either on your treadmill, on your elliptical, walking your neighborhood, whatever the case is, you are doing this while we're actually talking and everything at the same time. So it's really a good thing that we do. She talking about yes and eating. Some people they be eating. You know what I mean? That's their breakfast time. We don't know what time they got up, but this is what we do. I love you guys, man, and I will see you guys soon. I got to get out of here. I love y'all.